Every year spring looks just a little bit different, and this year we have just had so much chilly and rainy weather. I've even had the heat on most nights, but this past week the sun came out to play and boy did it feel good. I have plenty of room now to hang up an actual clothesline. I'm so excited about that. But for now, I'm just using my little rack, and hanging things out to dry outside in the garden is just such a pure delight. There is just something about the way fabric feels and smells when it's dried in the sun. It's just so luxurious to get into bed on sheets or pillows that were dried outside. This is the first time that I ever bought a new, probably not the first time, but in a long time that I bought an actual new comforter. It was cheap. It was I think $29 or $39 at Marshall's at HomeGoods. But yeah, I need to just stick with my hodgepodgey things, because when I try and do like subdued and kind of on trend things, I never like it. And now I just have something that I'm either going to give to Goodwill, or maybe I'll dye it, or I could tie-dye it. That could be fun. I'm going to tie-dye it. That's going to be fun. I have lived in this cottage now for 5 months, and I'm pretty much settled in inside, but I have this big garden to work on. So I have been spending lots of time on Pinterest and lots of time just searching and scouring for images that help motivate me and help me to figure out what I want to do with my large garden. I mean, how cute would that be? And I just want it to be quaint and cozy and cottage-like all these pictures here. But the thing about it is, I also need to do it for almost no money because I really have a very tight budget, and that can be tough with garden things. I've learned it takes a few different qualities if you don't have a big budget. If you can't walk into a store and just buy all the things you want to buy, it's going to take some patience, it's going to take some creativity, and it's going to take a little hard work. But there are definitely some very fun ways you can save a lot of money when you're working in the garden. I just had like the best little blessing happen. This was just so fun. I was in Home Depot looking for seedlings because, like I do most years, I missed the budget-friendly way of gardening, the time frame that you need. You need to start for food. You need to start those seedlings over a month ago and I didn't, and so most years that's what ends up happening. And then I go and I just buy seedlings, and I accept that I'm probably going to spend like $100 and that'll fill my garden. Like, I expect that. This year I actually meant to go and plant my seedlings myself. I meant to plant the seeds and be ready, but it just, time got away from me, and then it was also really cold and just, yeah. So anyway, fast forward to this week when I'm going into stores thinking like, okay, I'll just go pick up some herbs and some lettuces and, you know, throw them in the ground. And I'm seeing how expensive they are, and I'm just like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble, because like I don't have that kind of budget for $10 seedlings. Like, the plants are so expensive. Well, everything's so expensive. So I was going to the Home Depot and I was just like budget-wise, I can't go spending a ton right now. So I let myself pick three herbs. Each were $6.98, I think. $5.98, $6.98, can't remember. A lot of money in my mind. So I got them, and then I was walking out just feeling kind of discouraged, and then suddenly 2 guys that work at Home Depot came walking by me, and they had a giant cart of plants, and I could see that they were, you know, pretty beat up, and figured they were going out to trash. And I was like, please, 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 can I take some? And they were like, oh, okay. So I started taking them, and then everybody else of course comes swarming over and taking some too. But I got quite a lot. They're a little beat up, but I am, oh my goodness, I'm just so excited that that happened. I wasn't even gonna plant basil because, crazily enough, I'm allergic to basil, but I got 2 really beautiful basil plants, and I got some spinaches and some cucumbers and cilantro, all for free. And that just felt like such a big blessing. And when people started running over to take from the cart too, my first thought was like, no. But then I thought, you know what? Everybody else needs the same thing too. We're all like really strapped right now, and it's exciting to get a deal like that. So hooray for all of us for saving the plants and saving our pocketbooks a little bit. So that was really, really exciting. I'm gonna try and bring these guys back to life.
I also checked the clearance rack at Lowe's and found all these beauties.
So these guys were on clearance for $1, but I mean, they're so not dead. They're gonna pop right back. It's true, they've seen better days. But we'll see if I can bring them back. Everything I'm putting in here is supposed to be not attractive to deer and not attractive to groundhogs, but we'll see. And also, they say marigolds help repel them. I don't know if that's true, but.
This little zinnia was also just $1, a little bit beat up, but I'm pretty sure that in just a week or so, she'll already be looking so much better. It kind of feels nice to give these little plants a second chance. I took down the fencing around these boxes and I decided that the only thing I was going to plant was herbs, because usually the deer and the groundhog leave them alone. So we'll see what happens.
I was thinking about getting new tomato cages. These have definitely had a few summers use, but then I saw how much the new ones are and keeping these.
I used to be a little bit sloppy with soil. I would buy plants and take the plant out, plant it, and then I don't even know what I would do with the soil. But now that I'm on a tight budget, I make sure that every little bit of leftover soil from any plant that I buy gets saved so that I can use it and not have to then go out and buy soil. I am battling some pretty ferocious weeds here, but rather than spending money to go out and buy the fabric you can put down for the weeds, I scoured the neighborhood and took boxes out of people's recycling, and that's worked great. I put the mulch right over top of it. This is the little forest garden in the front of the house, and I love it so much. It's so beautiful, and it's beautiful not because of what I did, but because of what the previous tenants did. He was really clever with the things he brought in. Many of these flowers were just what many people would call weeds, things he found on the side of the road, ferns he took out of a forest, little things like that he stuck in here, and they're just so beautiful and free. I mean, this is a completely free planter and better than any planter I could buy, I think. I found some alyssum in the clearance section at Lowe's. This was $1 for this little container of plants, and they love to be in the shade. Deer supposedly don't like to eat them, so I thought they would be perfect to put in this little forest garden out in the front. I have wanted to use hollowed out trees like this for so long, but I just didn't have the strength to actually haul a tree into my yard. So it just makes me really, really happy that these were left behind, and I just really love them so much. They're so beautiful. I'm not sure if there's anything I love more than this season and spending a little bit of time each morning in the garden before I start my day.
I genuinely can't think of a better way to spend a morning than listening to the birds chirp. The sun is out, got my coffee, and I'm gonna plant all my little plant babies and make the best of my little porch. It's not what I wanted to make, but it's gonna be beautiful. I've been reading all the Andrew Huberman things saying you need to get outside first thing in the morning and look at the sun for 15 minutes. That's supposed to really help your sleep later, which makes a lot of sense to me just because we are designed to be outside and the sunshine is designed to do all kinds of stuff for sure. So it's really hard to do in the winter, I have to say, but in the summer, oh my goodness. Well, it's not summer, spring. In the spring, it just feels so good to go outside and just breathe in the air. I have been needing to repot this girl for the longest time. So she is, she's got so many babies. Really, like, these babies are not really babies anymore. They're so big. So we're gonna definitely give her a new life. I have so many spider babies. So yeah, some of them I've even you know, put in water so that they would really root. So I'm going to collect them all and plant them and see what happens. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? You want to help? Okay, good boy. Let's see about my fig. I don't know. I've never actually been successful propagating a fig. So hopefully this is my first time. It's going to be too cold for him to stay outside still at night for a while. But you can see I really was ready. This year I have like 10 of these all lined up to go to do my seedlings. And then I never did it. So when I'm pulling off the spider babies, some are just ready to go. And then others I feel like need to be in water for a bit, because they probably, like this guy would probably be okay if I put him in the soil, but I want him to get a little bit more of a root. So it's nice because I'll have lots to put in the house now in water.
This is the perfect solution. It's free. It's going to fill my porch with beautiful greenery. And then at the end of the summer, I will have so many gifts to give to people because there's no way I could fit all these plants back into my house. So it's going to be a lot of fun to have these big, beautiful spider plants that I can give to my friends.
This is my gonna go in water pile. I'll let them get some better roots. Okay, I found this in the backyard and it's pretty rusty, too rusty to use. So I'm gonna try some spider plants in here. Let's see how that looks.
Finding beat up old treasures you can put in your garden is always a fun thing to do, because all you have to do is add a beautiful flower to it and suddenly that beat up little piece of junk looks beautiful. Not that this bird cage was junk, but it was in my mom's trash pile, so I was happy to take it.
They definitely don't look so great right now because they're a little shocked. But as they fill in, they're gonna look really nice. As they get fluffier, I'm gonna have green out here for free. Free green. Even this little cart that I have them on was destined for the trash, so now it's gonna get a second life. It kind of belongs in the trash, but that's okay. You can't really tell with the plants on it. So yeah, lots of babies to now decorate inside with. And they won't take long to get nice thick roots. So I'll have more to take outside soon. Now he looks adorable. I've been outside planting all morning. It's noon now and I'm gonna make some lunch, but I came into the kitchen and was reminded that I have this cup of scallions. I used them the other day. I got them at the grocery store, used them, and now I'm gonna plant them because as you can see, they regrew. And I've had them in water for just a couple days, but they regrew already like a lot. So throughout the summer, I always replant things like this because why not?
At my last cottage, I grew the most beautiful morning glories. They were my favorite. So I harvested lots and lots of seeds before I left. But at this cottage, I have quite a lot of deer. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to be successful growing them. But I'm going to try because I love morning glories.
Okay, so I can't put food in the ground via seed right now. I wish I could, but it would just take too long. I'm too late. But I can definitely do flowers. And these two should hopefully be deer and groundhog proof, though you never know. I don't know about the deer and groundhog here. I have a feeling they're very tenacious. But I mean, they do have a whole woods to play with, so why can't they leave me alone? But anyway, so they're gonna go in, and then groundhogs do love sunflowers. So we'll see. I'm really excited about zinnia, which are also supposedly deer and groundhog resistant. But I'm really excited to try and have a few boxes of just flowers I can cut. So I'm excited. I've never done that before. I've always focused on food, and I had made the decision living here that it was going to be such a hard challenge to fight against the wildlife that I was just going to try and go with the stuff they didn't like. And so that means flowers like this, and that should be a lot of fun. It requires patience, which is not my best quality. So my garden's teaching me lessons this year. Actually, everything is helping me work on my patience lately. So here we go.
I'm hoping that the deer will let me grow my morning glories up around that hoop behind me. I think they would look so amazing there.
All right, little guys, putting you in. Do me proud.
I transplanted lavender from my last garden from the other cottage, but I don't think any of it is going to actually make it. So I'm doing at least one whole box here with lavender, and I may decide to do another box with it, but we'll see how this one does first. The easiest way to add coziness to your cottage garden is with little handmade signs that are completely allowed to be rustic and made with a hammer because you don't have a drill. But this is just driftwood that I pick up along the Hudson River or the Delaware River, and then I turn it into cute little signs.
Oh my god! I scooted into the table.
Even if you have the worst handwriting or you have a 5-year-old child make this for you, there's just something so whimsical about hand-painted signs in a garden. Alright, well, without the flowers it's not quite as cute, but I'm remembering how adorable my little signs were in my last garden, so I know it's going to be cute soon. And of course, one of the best ways to get free plants is to help another friend thin out her own garden. This is bee balm that I took out of another garden here on the property that needed some thinning, and I'm so glad that I was able to bring it up here because bee balm is absolutely beautiful. It's a little shocked right now, but hopefully in a few days it'll perk up and look like this, because this is what it looked like in the other garden last summer. So with a little creativity and lots of hard work, this garden will become my dream garden. But for now, I'm just enjoying every second of being outside in the sunshine, breathing in the fresh air. Thank you so much for being here. And I have a little favor to ask. Can you leave in the comments below your favorite tip for saving money in the garden? I know everyone would love to read it.